It has nothing to do with money. It's something way more subtle, way more dangerous. It's the quiet, creeping cost of one simple assumption, that there will always be more time.
Yeah, this is what we're calling the price of later. And you can think of it like a hidden credit card debt. Every time you put something off, you're making a tiny charge. And those charges, they add up. Eventually that bill comes due, and trust me, the interest is brutal, no matter how high your IQ is.
Come on, we've all been there, right? That little voice in your head that whispers, I'll do it later. There's plenty of time. But with every postponement, every time we give in to a quick distraction, it's like we're just letting our biggest goals and best opportunities drift away.
Okay, to really see how this works, let's bring this idea to life. Let's talk about someone who had every advantage you can imagine. This is the story of a truly promising young mind, but it's a story we call The Fall of the Gifted One, a classic tragedy born from wasted potential.
So this kid, he was undeniably brilliant. No question about it. On one hand, you have his potential. Top of his class, everyone raving about how smart he was, an A-plus student. But then you look at his reality. What was he actually doing? Spending hours lost in digital entertainment, blowing off his parents' advice like it was just background noise. This wasn't just a small gap, you know. It was this massive canyon opening up between who he could be and who he was becoming. And the result of that canyon he'd created? Well, it all boiled down to one single, soul-crushing letter, an F. When his final exam results came out, that is all that was left of all that amazing potential, a complete and total failure. It shocked everyone, but honestly, nobody was more shocked than him. The fallout was immediate and just brutal. The admiration from his teachers? Gone. Replaced with disappointment. His friends started to pull away, avoiding him. But you know what the worst part was? The sharpest blow? Seeing that silent, unspoken sadness in his parents' eyes. He was completely shattered, haunted by one single question. How did I let myself fall so far, so fast?
Feeling totally lost and desperate, he did what many of us do when we hit rock bottom. He turned to the one person he hoped might have some real answers, his grandfather. And this moment right here, this search for wisdom you just can't buy, this is where everything starts to change.
You know, his grandfather didn't beat around the bush. His diagnosis was super simple, but so profound. He basically said, look, kid, your mind isn't the problem. The problem is you took your time for granted. And then he gave him this incredible image. Time is like a river. If it flows and passes, it never returns.
And to really make sure this lesson stuck, the grandfather told him a story. But it wasn't about some other student. No, this was a cautionary tale about a super powerful CEO who learned this exact same lesson the hard way, standing in the ruins of his own success.
Just look at this. It's night and day. Back in his prime, this CEO was an absolute machine, a real force of nature, building a business empire. But with all that success came this: dangerous comfort. The hardworking, focused leader was replaced by a man who woke up late, postponed huge, crucial tasks, and just wasted hours on social media. He got complacent, believing his past wins guaranteed he couldn't lose in the future.
So one of his advisors saw the disaster coming. He went to the CEO and warned him, hey, the company is in serious trouble. But the CEO, just dripping with arrogance, brushed him off with the exact words that would end up sealing his fate. I have plenty of time. I'll work on it later. He honestly thought he was invincible.
Well, the consequences weren't emotional. They were just math. Cold, hard numbers. While he was saying later, his company's profits plummeted by 80%. And at the exact same time, his competitors, the ones who were hungry, the ones who valued every single second, they surged by 70%. The market just does not wait around for anyone. By the time he finally tried to fix things, it was way, way too late. The river had already flowed too far downstream. His empire crumbled, he lost everything. And as he sat there alone in his now empty office, he finally got it. It wasn't one big mistake that took him down. It was 1,000 tiny moments of wasted opportunity that all added up to ruin.
Now, for the student listening to this, that story was like staring into a terrifying crystal ball. He saw the CEO's empty office as his own potential future. And right then and there, in that moment, he chose a different path, one leading from failure back to success.
You could almost feel something click inside him. It was like a light went on in his heart. He made a promise to himself, a solemn vow. I will not become like that CEO. I must change.
and my change starts now. And this wasn't just some empty promise. No, this was a full-on declaration of war on his old habits. He set up a disciplined system for his studies. He ruthlessly cut out distractions. And he learned to focus with an intensity, a seriousness that he never even knew he had in him.
And that lesson he learned? That's really the key to this whole thing. See, unlocking your true potential, it's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about realizing that the ultimate key to everything has always been time itself. The results were, well, they were astounding. His grades shot up almost immediately. In just 1 year, he was right back where he belonged, first in his class. But he didn't stop there. Years later, he wasn't just an A student, he was a successful entrepreneur, building his own future, one valuable minute at a time.
So here it is, the one simple truth that he lived by from that day on, the core lesson of this entire story. Time is the key to success. If you lose it, you can never get it back.
Okay, so we've seen the devastating price of later, and we've seen the incredible power of now, which leaves us with just one simple, profound question. Right now, as you're listening to this, that river of time is flowing. So, what will you do with your time?